Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Green in for Breaks this afternoon. New today, the Superior National Forest has issued an emergency order restricting all campfires in the Boundary Waters starting this weekend. The ban, authorities say, is due to the high wildfire risk in the region. Starting this Saturday, just after midnight, any use of fire or campfires in the BWCAW is not allowed. This includes charcoal grills and barbecues, coal and wood-burning stoves. Any ignition, building, maintaining, or attending a fire or campfire is not permitted. As of now, the restriction is in place until June 30th, but it may be extended or ended earlier.